Again. And the boos, you can hear them all around the ground, and here's the reason. Out come the enemy. A huge crowd there on the Sydney Cricket Ground Hill on a beautiful evening in Sydney for the match of the year, the game which New South Wales can clinch and wrap up the State of Origin series for the first time since it began. There he is, the little Queensland halfback, Mark Murray, with a man-sized job in his hands tonight to contain Steve Mortimer, the man many people believe will be the captain of Australia, provided New South Wales can take this match out tonight. And there's the man, Wally Lewis, the king of Queensland Rugby League, and what a reception he gets. Okay, the New South Wales team, number one, the fullback Gary Jack, the wingers Eric Grape and Johnny Ferguson, the match winner in the first State of Origin series match in Brisbane, Michael O'Connor, scored all our 18 points. Number 7, Stevie Mortimer, halfback and captain, Wayne Pearce, Peter Wynn, Noel Cleal, Stevie Roach, Pat Jarvis in the front row, and the hooker, little Benny Elias. Now let's have a look at the Queensland team. Number 1, the fullback Colin Scott. Big Johnny Rebo had a good game on the wing up there in Brisbane. And Manly's Dale Shearer on the other wing. Two huge centres in Meninga and Close. Wally Lewis, the key to the whole game as usual. Number 6, the 5'8" and captain, Mark Murray, the halfback. And the new forward in the team, Wally Fullerton-Smith, coming in for Big Paul McCabe of the Manly team. Number 9, Wally Fullerton-Smith. And that's the Queensland pack. The referee, well, they're called the Queenslanders the Cane Toads tonight, were the Cockroaches, and here's the Grasshopper, a real menagerie for you. The man they call the Grasshopper, the referee, Barry Gomersall from Queensland. Your commentator, Darryl Eastlake.
Thank you, Michael. Everything's set. Beautiful night in Sydney, about 14 degrees and a packed house at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Queensland have won the toss. New South Wales will kick off. The head-to-heads now. Queensland 8, New South Wales 4 in the series at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Queensland 2, New South Wales 1. Time on now in round 2 of the battle continues of the Winfield series for the State of Origin. Ball goes deep, picked up by Colin Scott. Brought back 10 metres, 12 metres out and belted down by the New South Wales defence. Peter Wynn leading the charge there. Again, Wynn comes in pretty hard. Already a penalty goes to Queensland, though. Oh, listen to the crowd. New South Wales inside the 5. Well, this man does incense crowds here in Sydney as Roberts does in Queensland. Lewis kicks for touch. The ground a pitcher. Pressure right on Queensland. They must win this one to stay in the series. And New South Wales can wrap it up as Dowling comes forward hard. Jarvis comes in over the top. Tackled by Elias. Gets it back now to Dave Brown. Dave Brown in hard. Look at the tackles. Ferocious already. Nescu turns it back inside to Dowling once again. No, that's Fullerton-Smith. That's the replacement second rower. Fullerton-Smith came into the side in place of Paul McCabe. Lewis already kicking, and he'll find touch too. That's a good one. Inside the 22. New South Wales into the ground. Well, Wally Lewis already has made his intentions clear. He's going to kick, and that's a beauty. This scrum will back inside the 22, and Queensland have started well, Jack Gibson.
Well, we find out how they're going to start after this scrum situation, because the last couple of games, a little problem developed.
New South Wales win. There's a pack waits for you. Away they come through Peter Wynn, the Blues. Big crowd right behind them tonight. Elias throws the dummy there and gives it to Jarvis. But look at this Queensland defence. A lot keener than it was a week ago. 3 of them hitting the Blues pretty hard. Back it goes for the clearing kick. That's a good one too. That's deep inside Queensland territory, taken by Rebo. And that's the mistake they were looking for. Rebo mishandles.
Well, that old Rebo couldn't find the handle of that ball, and it just squirted out.
Here's the kick now, went down low to take it, completely misread it. And that was the mistake that New South Wales were looking for. So this scrum now, packed between the halfway and the quarter. Again, New South Wales win it. Gary Jack comes in from solid defence. Centre field, New South Wales. Peter Wynn taken by Bobby Lindner over the top. Back to Elias. Elias now gets it out to Steve Roach. He unloads. A quick ball taken by Elias. A wild pass back, pretty loose. Brett Kenny's there to pick it up. Kenny now turns it back inside to Jarvis. Jarvis, they keep it alive now. O'Connor gets it out to Mortimer. Mortimer gets it on to Ferguson, but they wrap him up. Just outside the 22, 23 metres out, New South Wales on the attack. Mortimer. Mortimer puts a short ball up this time into Jarvis. He's belted back with some big defence. Back to Elias down. Mortimer puts it in the air. Plenty of chases for New South Wales too. It's a good kick. Up they go for it and belted down, but a great take from Colin Scott. Took it well. Lots of pressure then. Queensland now have the football. This is Shearer. Out of one. Wrapped up by Pearce though. Rebo from dummy half. A little bit of room to move, but Elias is everywhere tonight. Cover defence is good. Canescu gets it to Murray. Murray onto Dowling. Dowling very wide tonight. Way out there with the centres. 4 tackles for Queensland. They go back to the clearing kick. This time it's Meninga. Towering punt, but Gary Jack perfectly positioned and takes it well too. He'll be tackled right on the halfway line with a big tackle. Bobby Lindner, one of the form players out of Brisbane. Nice pass down from Mortimer onto Pearce. Pearce runs into a brick wall and it's red. Just inside Queensland's half. Elias gets it on to Wynn, and there's a big run from Wynn. And look at the Queensland defence swarming all over him, trying to take the ball as well. Good start from both sides. They look confident. Rebo made probably the only mistake so far in the game. Good pass now from Mortimer, trying to set up the outside. Managed to get to the Gary Jack. Loose ball low, and it goes down, and Queensland will come up with it. Ian Maurice, good start from both sides.
As we expected, drama aplenty out there at the centre of the Sydney Cricket Ground. The tackles are just as fierce as they were at Lang Park. Chris Close playing it. Queensland in possession, no score, 5 minutes gone in the second State of Origin series. Right in the cricket pitch area of the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's to Murray, now to Lewis. And again, Lewis stabbing at that line with the ball rebounding, picked up though by Dave Brown for Queensland. 6 more tackles signalled by referee Gomersall as Fullerton Smith will play the ball just inside New South Wales territory. Canescu working the ruck after Dowling. Running straight at the New South Wales defence on the fringe of the ruck. Back to Murray. Now Lewis. Back to Murray again. Every time Lewis gets the ball, the crowd comes alive. Now back to Lewis again. Again looking for the line. New South Wales getting a hand to it. Ferguson is able to fall on it. He's lost it, I think. Knocked back, said the referee. Ferguson plays it. Mortimer at dummy half makes another 5 metres before he's put down by Lindner. Elias down the blind side. Almost pushed him the touch. Got a pass back though for Ferguson. The Queensland defence desperately trying to push him over the touch line. Mortimer dummy half now. Back to Wynn. Straight into the arms of the Queensland defence. Fullerton Smith, the principal tackler. Now it's back for Chris Mortimer, kicking again for the second time. Rebo made a mess of it before. This time takes it okay, but he's inside his own quarter when he takes it. He's made 5, he's made 10, Rebo. Good run from the Queensland winger, taking play almost up to the halfway mark. No score in the State of Origin fixture. Close, running very, very strongly, straight into the New South Wales defence, just over the halfway mark now. Now it's back with Murray across for Lewis. On to Vorton standing wide, slipping though in that very muddy area. Queensland working out with Lindner, hitting it back for Dowling. Still able to slip the ball away nicely for Johnny Rebo, working play up towards the New South Wales quarter. Finally, Canescu plays it to Lewis. Across it comes to Murray. Standing and offloading to Brown. Back to Lewis again. Queensland on the attack. The ball has gone out there to Lindner. Lindner down the touchline. Go, bombed it. Queensland bombed it. Meninga had it and lost it. Well, desperation tackle in from New South Wales, Jack Gibson.
Well, he fumbled the ball. He coughed it up, but I doubt if he could have got the thing down in time, but he certainly made a pretty smart run. That's when he got the ball to Meninga.
Well, Meninga certainly got very close to the line, but didn't take it. And it was bad hands that let Queensland down in the first match, but New South Wales get a penalty, infringement in the play the ball. So a relieving penalty for New South Wales, 32 metres out from their own line. No score in this State of Origin fixture. And Mortimer finding touch 10 metres short of the halfway mark. Benny Elias. Get away to Jarvis. He's to the halfway mark before he's put down by Dowling and Konescu. Now it's across to Wayne Pearce inside Queensland territory. Elias nowhere to pass it to. He faked to both sides and finally going on his own, put down by Vorton. Across to Mortimer. Kicking to the wide open spaces. Rebo's gone back for it with Scott. Rebo's got it, but he's 10 metres out from his own line and can't beat the tackle of Chris Mortimer. Big moment for this man, Terry Fernley, New South Wales and Australian coach. New South Wales win tonight. They wrap up the series for the first time. Now it's back with Murray and close. 32 metres out from the Queensland line. From Queensland, Jack waiting for it. The bounce is awkward for him though, and he's finally 15 metres out from his own line. Can he beat the Queensland tacklers? No, he can't. Shearer's there with Dowling, but he's still able to slip that pass away to Ferguson. Ferguson's beaten one. Down the touchline goes Fergo, but he's caught though by Murray. Great run from the New South Wales winger Ferguson. Now it's with Cleo. New South Wales full of running now. 32 metres out. This was Steve Oliver. Across it goes to Kenny. The long floating pass for Bradford. He's juggling it. And just pulled down outside the Queensland quarter. Steve Mortimer. Now to Jarvis. Still able to keep the ball alive. Across to Kenny. Now to O'Connor. Inside Queensland quarter. New South Wales desperately throwing the ball about from one side of the field to the other. Bright, entertaining stuff as Roach takes on the Queensland defence and is put down 12 metres out. New South Wales, Darrow, really throwing the ball about well.
Certainly are keeping it alive. Here's Mortimer putting it in the air now. Another good kick, too. Up they go. Forward. That's a New South Wales take. Look at Lewis. Not happy with that, but it was a great take. It was Kenny that went up high. Went above the pack. Took it well. They put it up in the air again. Up they go. Chris Mortimer scored for the Blues. And that was on the second kick. Great football from the Blues. Oh, they're flying high, the Blues, and taking them out of the air. Here's the kick. Pinpoint accuracy. Up they went. It caught Queensland hopping the second one. They went high, and Chris Mortimer grounds it for a New South Wales four-pointer.
Well, that was a combination of great plays leading up to the punt because they put plenty of pressure on Queensland and had them hanging in there. But all in all, to take the ball and get it down in that crucial time.
Chris Mortimer, a member of that famous footballing family. Well, it's that second kick, Jack, that caught them off guard.
Well, the big plays, there were several big plays there. Ferguson done something.
Michael O'Connor setting himself. Will come back to Jack Gibson after the kick. There it goes. And the flags are up. So the Blues lead 6-0 at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
So here we go again. Manly and Para. Para's well ahead, but the gap starts to narrow. Manly's coming back. Seems like they're built out of steel. How do you feel? Thump 'em, pick 'em up and dump 'em. Manly's coming back. Practice keeps on coming. Just goes to show what an eagle can do to an eel. How do you feel? Manly's coming back. A good guy'll do it. Up goes the bomb. Too bad they blew it. The eels see a dance and latch on to it. The motion comes sliding in, and all the crowd begins to sing. I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing or two. You know what?
Lewis bringing it back for Queensland now in the restart. Well, a shock start by G New South Wales have been full of running, keen to start around and put it in the air as well. Tactics have been to keep Queensland confused. Noel Cleal is going to put it straight back in the air again. So Terry Fernley doing very well with the tactics department at the moment as Colin Scott takes it for Queensland. He's taken by New South Wales midway between the half and the quarter. Good chase from New South Wales in. Here's Lewis. He kicks again. Gary Jack perfectly positioned though. Will get it on the first bounce and does so. Just outside the 22 now, Jack. And he's through one, Gary Jack. Taken this time though midway between the quarter and the halfway line. New South Wales into the ground. Score 6-0 the Blues. Out it comes. Big Rhodes has had a great season, the Balmain prop. Benny Elias turns it back inside. Here's Pearce full of running too, but punched down by Meninga. Elias dummy half. Out they go again for the kick. This time it's Chris Mortimer that puts it in the air. Colin Scott positioned right on the spot. Inside the 22, and he's taken well by Kenny. By G New South Wales are chasing well, Jack.
Well, it seems to be a game of field position. Queensland kicked several times. New South Wales have put it back to them. They want to play it up there around that 25 mark. Because if a mistake comes up, they haven't got that far to travel across the line.
You've always been a big fan of Brett Kenny, and he's explosive tonight.
Well, Brett's done a couple of great things. He's just done a couple of fine tackles, too.
Gary Jack takes the Lewis kick. It was a high kick, and he's taken it almost to the halfway line, 10 metres short. Big defence from Wally Lewis. Out it comes to Mortimer. There's a little chip over the top. Mortimer will regain. He does so too and fakes it out to Peter Wynn. Wynn puts on the pace. Here Rhodes is interfered by Queensland. Taken by O'Connor. Oh, and a big heavy knocked in from O'Connor as he rolled over. And the Queensland player certainly caught it. But New South Wales looks sensational with the ball. They want to run it. They want to score points. Out it goes again. Pearce floats one out wide. Gets it to Kenny. Kenny puts it in the second gear, but caught by the defence. Gets it out to where it goes. Goes through one. But it's Lewis. He gets up and gets out of the tackle. And Rebo comes back and gets him inside the 22. Chris Mortimer now dummy half. Gets it to Elias. Elias puts a floater up for Kenny this time. Kenny sees a gap. Unloads the ball again with Noel Cleal with a short pass back to Elias. Well, this is great ball handling from New South Wales. Here's Peter Wynn. He's been involved early. On to Roach. Roach throws a dummy. Unloads a great ball to Pearce. It goes to Ferguson. Taken by Chris Clostow. Well, New South Wales have thrown everything at the maroon wall at the moment, and now they've got the football here, Maurice.
Gee, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? New South Wales looks tremendous throwing that ball around. Queensland now via Shearer. Starting a run out. Shearer's got to the quarter line. That's a good run from the winger. 6-0. New South Wales lead. Brown, a pass to no one. That's the difference. The Queensland passing is nowhere near as sure as the Blues. Now back with Lewis. Again trying to catch Jack out of position. By G's read the play well though, Jack. That bounce is a little tricky for him, but at least he was there for it. 10 metres out, the quarter line, before he's put down, over the quarter line, in fact. Been played at a frantic pace, this match. Now it's back with Sticker Ferguson. Out of one. But you sort of expect that with Ferguson, don't you, Jack?
Well, it takes more than one to get him. And really busts him up quick.
Takes more than one to get Mortimer too. A great run from Mortimer to take play inside Queensland territory. Jarvis to play the ball now. Mortimer again, linking up with Peter Wynn. Now they're only 32 metres out from the Queensland line as Elias runs from dummy half. He's in the clear. Elias! He's going to score! Right underneath the post. Benny Elias, you little beauty! Queensland just stood there and watched this fellow. He moved into the dummy half position. Watch it with us. Ran to the right. They just looked at him. A dummy. And lo and behold, the line was there for him. And right underneath the post, the hand goes up in salute. And Benny Elias goes in for the Blues' second try.
Goes all the way here. He strolled it in. probably Benny kept running straight and looking either side of him, and the defense looked where he was looking, but Benny was running a different direction to where he was looking. And the final destination was right under the sticks.
Well, the missed tackles department tells the story. Queensland have missed 9 tackles to the Blues 3. And that's probably why New South Wales have been able to score 2 tries. Here's the conversion attempt from O'Connor. No mistaking it. New South Wales go to a 12-0 lead here at the SCG.
Can a team of Sydney men take on the world and win when half of them seem twice your size? There's no beggar's pardon, this is no kindergarten, and what's more, there's no second prize. Well, the game's pretty tough, but it's even enough till you go snap, they surprise. But lose is a word your team's never heard, and there's hope as long as there's time. Well, it looks like it's done till you grab the loose one, and you're out like a shot with a line. It might be too late, but you're sure feeling great when you're in, just like living for a try. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?
Half position, he ran to the right, the little dummy there, everybody bought it, and Elias was able to go and score what looked an easy try. New South Wales have returned the kick-off. Colin Scott has it, and can't beat the tackle of Wayne Pearce by G. He chased strongly, Pearce. 12-0, the Blues lead. It's a Shearer. He's played strongly. He's beaten one, got to the halfway mark now. Well, Queensland desperately need to score. They're looking at a 12-0 deficit. This is Rebo. Right on the halfway mark. Fullerton Smith. But Jack, they don't look organised, Queensland.
Well, they haven't had the ball that much, and they're getting run around in defence, and I'll tell you what, they're pretty tired, because they haven't had a spell of any description, except when New South Wales scored, and they got a little breather behind the goalpost.
Good example there. Dave Brown stood in that tackle and looked, and there was no runners. Now it's back with Dowling. He's kicking. Does anybody in this team not kick? I don't think Dowling does by the look of that kick. The New South Wales have it just on their quarter line. Back with Wayne Pearce. Straight into the Queensland tacklers. Brown and Fullerton Smith. Now it's Elias. Across for Roach. Standing and offloading to Jarvis. And he's finally put down, but they're able to offload very nicely, the New South Wales players. It's back for Chris Mortimer. The kick. Colin Scott, where are you? He's chasing it. That's where he is. He's gone back to his own line to get it. In his in-goal area before he's able to pick that ball up. He's made 10, now linking up with Rebo to the quarter line. Rebo and in the clear, Rebo. He's made 32. He's up to the halfway mark and put down. Fine run from Johnny Rebo. Playing the ball just inside the New South Wales half, across to Murray. Now looked to pass to Lewis, but decided for the little kick and has regathered nicely and able to offload. Back to Canescu, but it's gone astray. Queensland have got a penalty. And the boos and a bit of a fight on in there, a bit of pushing and shoving, nothing very harmful. The touch judge, though, has come in to have a few words to the referee, but Darryl, I didn't think there was much in that.
Well, I really expected a lot more early in this game, Ian, but I think both sides have settled down pretty quickly. Dowling's pretty fiery at any given time, as Dave Brown and Roach. They're big men, and they've got big tempers, but they've controlled them pretty well. And this man has been known to stand there and watch a little bit of a flare-up, but he's kept pretty good control tonight. Well, Queensland now have kicked for touch. And this is a good attacking chance for them. They'll be inside the 22. They need the points desperately to score at the moment. New South Wales 12, Queensland 0. Right, Queensland with the football now on the run. Lewis puts a short pass up for Borton. Borton wrestled down those 3 defenders in there. And that's Roach, Cleal, and Jarvis comes up with the football. Well, the power of New South Wales pretty evident. Cleal will play it. Elias gets it out to Peter when he's run very strongly, and there's the shoulder charge came in, but he bounced out of that. Back to Mortimer. Mortimer weaves. Too much defence, takes the tackle, but he's bought play centre field, so he's given New South Wales chance to move, but it goes back to his brother Chris. He kicks down straight to Colin Scott, midway between the half and the quarter as Scott brings it back. Tackle right on the halfway line.
Well, that Colin Scott caught the ball, but he certainly caught a couple of tough shots from Cleal and Pearce on that when he brought it up. The crucial play then was Queensland on their first play spilled the ball. And what they're doing now, well, when they get into that situation, they've got to try and get New South Wales tackle count up a little bit.
Murray out to Meninga. Good pass on to big Chris Close. He unloads it to Shearer. Shearer flicks it back to Murray. And this is going to be a Queensland try. Make no mistake, Bobby Linder under the post. And that was just keeping the ball alive. And it was man on man, and they won the race for the line. Good try from Queensland, and that's good stuff to fight back. Now it was this man, Chris Close. The power of him, he came out of Ferguson's tackle, managed to unload to Shearer. Shearer got it to Murray. Murray could see Jack come in. He caught him out, and only Kenny was there to chase him. He couldn't catch Bobby Linder, and it's under the post for 4 points for Queensland. They're on the board.
Well, the big play here came from Chrissy Close. He broke a tackle, stood in it, making a couple extra yards, got the ball away. And it's probably simple stuff the next two. But Linder, who anticipated something happening, was the man that they were looking for.
The kick successful from Mal Meningo. So scoreline now reads New South Wales 12, Queensland 6. Well, we've got a ball game going in our hands now as O'Connor brings it back for New South Wales. Good try from Queensland. They're made of the right stuff. They've come back well. O'Connor drives it deep. Queensland bring it back through Scott. That'll help their confidence immensely, that try. Canescu dummy half. Out to Murray. Onto Meninga. Meninga strong. Kenny wraps him up, though. Chris Mortimer there to help. Kenny was hurt early, and he's very slow to get up that time, too. Let's hope he's okay. He's running back all right into position, though. Meninga dummy half. Oh, dicey pass back for Fullerton Smith. And they're just outside the 22. Back it goes for the clearing kick. This time Borton's going to kick. Well, just about every member of the Queensland side has put the ball in the air. Gary Jack will return it. Colin Scott has to run to cover. And it's just an awkward bounce, but Scott has got it. He decides I'll run it. Oh, a pretty dicey pass to Lewis. Lewis winds up, though. Lewis has made good ground, turns it back inside to Rebo. Rebo puts the shoulder down, unloads the ball, picked up by Murray. Well, Rebo having a very, very strong game. A thinking wingers football he is tonight. Dowling with a nice ball, unloads to Fullerton Smith. It couldn't be taken. Mortimer comes up with it. Tackled 10 metres short of the halfway line. New South Wales into the ground. Score 12-6, New South Wales favour. Elias onto Roach. Roach down a one with a big shoulder bang. And here's Jarvis. Jarvis throws the dummy, but he's wrapped up quickly by Linder and also Borton. Still short of the halfway line, New South Wales. So defensive Queensland holding pretty well. Mortimer now decides to run it to Kenny. Good pass. He gets it on to Pearce. Pearce out of one. Unloads it this time. Gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor steps back inside. Ooh. Swinging arm from Murray. Chris Mortimer. New South Wales keen to run wide outside with a big man in Maurice.
Yes, that's where they've been causing the problems. Last tackle is signalled, and it's back to Jack. A big kick from him, but it's out on the full. Well, they've been kicking all night, both sides, in fact, but Gary Jack making the error with that one. And so a scrum will be put down 10 metres inside the New South Wales half. 12-6. New South Wales lead. New South Wales get a penalty from the scrum. And it's against Murray, incorrectly feeding it.
Well, he's getting better look on that referee. He's got a few penalties out of him. He hasn't had much to do.
14 minutes remaining in this first half. And Elias will take the tap just inside Queensland's half. Away to Roach. Put down there by Kinescu and Dowling. Now it's to win. And a solid tackle. Fullerton Smith over the top and Dowling underneath. Elias. This time Queensland tackle him. Peter Wynn. Short of the quarter line. Game has been played at a frantic pace. Now it's back to Jarvis. Right on the Queensland quarter. Last tackle signalled. Colin Scott guarding the goal mouth area as Mortimer's bomb goes up. And Scott takes it quite nicely, jumping high, but not a lot of pressure under him on that occasion. And he'll play it 10 metres out from his own line. Fullerton Smith. Kinescu dummy half. Across to Meninga. Queensland defence moving up very quickly. Peter Wynn up there to take Kinescu before he could pass the ball. Now it's with Lewis again looking for that open space, but Jack was there to cover it. And Growth goes with him. Jack takes the tackle just short of the halfway mark in New South Wales territory. 12-6, the Blues lead. Growth. Across to Roach. Backing him up was Jarvis. Back to Elias. Across to Kenny. Pass has gone astray, picked up and knocked on by Ferguson. Trouble for New South Wales. Meninga sets sail for the line. He's got the ball. Oh, the pass has been knocked down. Well, Shearer went with Meninga, but I think you'll find there was a New South Wales hand just knocked that ball to ground. And by gee, it was just as well they did. Meninga was away, heard the call, and it was Ferguson, in fact, who got his hand to it, knocking it over the touchline. That's why Murray fed the scrum, and they've won it. It's gone with the feed. Scott tackled, though, just outside the quarter line. Queensland looking quite dangerous on that occasion. Away to Lewis. A long pass out there for Close. Scott is down injured as Meninga goes to dummy half. Back to Vorton. Queensland on the attack, just 15 metres out from the New South Wales line. 12-6 New South Wales lead. Here's Murray giving it to Lewis. Back inside for Dave Brown. And got something for his measure as he was caught by Wynn. Raiding away on the right-hand side now as Lewis got it away to Lindner. Played strongly, Lindner, but this time he's pulled over the touchline. New South Wales defence looking pretty strong, Jack.
Well, they're pretty strong there. It was probably worth a shot taking the blind on. But Close has left his man there. And he's a very important man for Queensland. That's their lock. He doesn't look too healthy to move.
Well, Colin Scott is down injured. He's the one that's causing concern. Just back over the quarter line. You can see Lindner there in trouble as well. So Queensland have two men down. Lindner holding his thigh or knee. And Scott is still down, and he looks to be in trouble, Scott. He's been down for some time now. Lindner is down again, holding his knee. And in fact, the New South Wales trainer is out there treating the Queensland players. That's the situation here. You can see Alf Richards down there with Bob Lindner. Now Scott being loaded onto the stretcher. Now Scott was involved earlier, but this is Lindner being pushed over the touchline, twisting his knee, I would think, as he went over. And while he was down, the New South Wales trainer Alf Richards treated him, but Colin Scott, the fullback for Queensland, is being carried from the field on the stretcher. And this is the incident that resulted in him being carried off, being Yes, he's been caught at a very awkward angle. And Colin Scott now being carried from the field in a lot of pain. Tony Curry has come on to replace Colin Scott. And New South Wales come away from the scrum with Eric Ferguson. Johnny Ferguson, at least, taking the ball as Pearce is caught just outside the quarter line. It's 12-6 in an action-packed game now.
Well, Queensland won't lose too much with Tony Curry. He's a very, very good player, a versatile player. He's back in number 14 playing fullback in Scott's place. Let's come back to the ball game now as New South Wales clear for the kick, but Jack made a mess of that one. He wasn't really expecting the ball then. And he has a look up too to say, that wasn't my one. Throws it down. Pat Jarvis gives him a little pat and says, don't worry about it. But this scrum now, an important one. Inside the 22, and Queensland come away with it. Well, a chance for Queensland now. New South Wales rally their defence. Mark Murray will play it back to Dowling. Dowling clears it to Lewis. Lewis cuts on the pace, unloads the ball to Borton. Borton now sweeps it out wide to Meninga. He's caught straight away. Back to Dowling. Oh, and Ferguson's intercepted of the game from Dowling. Well, Ferguson has been jolly on the spot tonight. Once he's saved a certain try, and that's twice that he's touched it. But the touch judges are in. Chris Mortimer being spoken to. Barry Gomersall is indicating it was a swinging arm. Let's have a look at this. There's the instance as he's tackled Dowling. Ferguson came away with the ball. Obviously the referee saw something there. Barry Gomersall, referee that loves to come down to Sydney, to the Sydney Cricket Ground, always gets a pretty hot reception. Kicks in play now. New South Wales 15, Queensland 12. There's been 20 kicks in 30 minutes of football. This kick, very, very important for Meninga. Kick one from one. There's the angle for you, just outside the 22. There's not too much breeze to worry about tonight. He really only has to get the height and keep it straight. Taking a long time about it. Meninga hasn't had a lot of kicking practice in the last 12 months. Let's see if he's got his boots on tonight. Moves into it now. The crowd give him a reception, and the flags go up, and Queensland come back a bit closer. 12-8 the score now. New South Wales leading Queensland. Well, that gap's starting to creep down, and of course the last 5 minutes, we're 7 minutes out from half-time, Jack, and it's very, very important this next period of play.
Well, all times are important, Darryl, but probably with that Ferguson, I've just been watching him. The first defensive player on him usually comes up empty. He's nearly broke the line 2 or 3 occasions.
New South Wales pick off again. This time it's Dale Shearer that brings it back for Queensland. Just over 7 minutes from half-time. Scoreline 12 points to 8. New South Wales favour. Comes out to Fullerton Smith. A lot leaner than he was this time last year after he had a season in England. Dowling, always tough Dowling, brings it straight up and hard. Canescu comes back to Dave Brown. Centre field, midway between the quarter and a half, Queensland. They're into the ground. Canescu back to the clearing kick. Meninga decides they're going to run it. This is Tony Curry, the replacement player. He puts a good kick in. This is an excellent kick if he gets the bounce. Taken beautifully though by Eric Grove. He let it bounce and kept it covered all the way. He was taken by Chris Close. Back to Gary Jack. Too much defence. Fullerton Smith takes him well, and they're just outside the 22 by about 5 metres. Wayne Pearce. Benny Elias is dummy half. Back to the clearing kick. Chris Mortimer. Tony Curry coming across, but it'll be Johnny Rebo that'll take it. Rebo has a strong game. Curry's got back in support. Rebo comes the other way though, runs centre field. Is taken by Benny Elias. Back to Tony Curry. on to Wally Lewis. Lewis this time kicks for the open spaces, and it looks like a good one too. Rolling for the touchline and just beats Ferguson into touch. So that was a good kick, and Ian Maurice, they're well positioned again.
Yes, indeed. This man, Wally Lewis, has been seething over the criticism level of him by sections of the Sydney media, and he's out to convince everybody once and for all that he's a fine footballer. Not that I think sensible people need convincing of that. New South Wales have it, 10 metres out from their own line. Gary Jack. 5 minutes to half-time. 12-8, New South Wales over Queensland, as Jarvis makes inroads into the Queensland defence and takes play up over the quarter line. Peter Wynn. Wyeth back for Chris Mortimer. Tony Curry waiting for it. Bounces off his chest backwards. And finally takes it 10 metres out from his own line. Now takes it to the quarter line before he's put down by Noel Cleal and Wayne Pearce. Shearer made 5 metres. Rebo come in from the wing on the far side looking for work. Very much involved in this game, John Rebo. Now Murray, 10 metres short of the halfway mark in Queensland territory. Dave Brown just about on the halfway mark. Des Morris watching intently, watching his side making a good comeback from 12-0 down to 12-8. Now it's back with Eric Groth. 3 Queensland players there to take Groth. Steve Mortimer. Back to Noel Cleal. Ran behind Mortimer and has been penalised. Yes, he ran behind Steve Mortimer, and the referee has ruled that he's used him as a shield. Fair ruling, Jack?
That was a fair decision. He certainly propped up, and he had a New South Wales player in front of him. He had inconvenienced the Queensland defensive player.
So that has given Queensland, via Mal Meninga, to put 2 more points on the board and get within 2 points of New South Wales. And this, if anything, is an easier kick than the one he was successful with before. Queensland trainer moving amongst his players, as Meninga has it placed on the quarter line and just to the right of the right-hand upright. A couple of paces. Watch it with us. There it is, and he's missed it. Well, Mr. Inconsistency. Score remains 12-8, New South Wales over Queensland. And Steve Mortimer is asking some questions of the referee as Gary Jack takes the drop kick from the centre of the 22-metre mark down to Tony Curry. And a swinging arm from Roach. Goodness me. He's gone undetected. Now it's across to Murray. Nowhere to go there. Dropping the ball back for Fullerton Smith. Canescu linking up with Brown. Running off him was Borton. Now it's back for Meninga. A dummy, but he can't offload. Roach is there to hold him just inside Queensland territory. Back to Dowling. Just about a minute and a half of play remaining in this first half. Is Canescu with nowhere to go. A one-handed pass for Wally Lewis. Lewis is in the clear. Lewis is up to the corner line, looking for support. He's looking, throws the dummy, and he's just short of the line, Lewis. Fine run from the Queensland captain. Now desperation stuff for New South Wales as Queensland right away. And the referee has ruled a changeover. 6 tackles have gone. And that was a very near thing there for New South Wales. Fine run from Lewis as Steve Mortimer Well, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he's fatigued. He didn't appear to be hit or anything. He was certainly some blood streaming from the cut forehead there, as you can see. But he's still well enough to give instructions to his side.
Well, Steve, he's doing a lot of mouthing off there. Often when that happens, your brain goes to sleep. But he's got cut here somewhere.
Now, Alf Richards, who earlier was treating a Queensland player, attends to the New South Wales kept. He's still mouthing off too. Half-time approaches. And Mortimer plays it. Pearce. 10 metres out from his own line. 12-8. New South Wales lead as Gross got out of one. It can't beat the tackle of Canescu and Dowling. Now it's back for Roach to Jarvis. Held by Fullerton, Smith and Borton. The half-time siren will sound at any second now as Mortimer has it across to Kenny. Kenny to the corner line before he's caught by Linder. Last tackle signal. Back to O'Connor. Half-time siren sounds as O'Connor's kick finds touch. And referee Gomersall blows half-time with the score. New South Wales 12, leading Queensland 8, and still Steve Mortimer is calling out for attention to a Queensland player who is in all sorts of agony. Bobby Linder. Linder is back in the New South Wales quarter, and he's in a lot of pain. Lewis is calling for the stretcher straight away. Dowling there with him. But it was Steve Mortimer, in fact, who drew attention to the fact that Linder was in trouble. He told the referee as they were walking off. Jackie's had a fine game, Linder. It would be a tragedy if he's going to go off and they've called for the stretcher.
Well, he's going to go off, and he's not going to go off under his own power. He's going in a canvas stretcher.
Well, Queensland have already lost Colin Scott, and now losing Bob Linder at the half-time break with New South Wales 12 over Queensland 8.
That really does tell the story of the match. French, the replacement player with the football now, plays it back to Canescu. Canescu out to Murray. Murray gets it on to Dowling. Wrapped up by Wynn. He's been everywhere tonight. Wynn in defence. Canescu, short ball up for Borton. Borton looking for support and gets it in Chris close to. He unloads a nice pass. Couldn't be taken by Curry, but it was taken very quickly by Canescu. Out it goes now to Dowling. Dowling on out wide to Meninga. Meninga shaping to pass. Gets the ball round the corner. Taken by Shearer. Not much room to move as he gets it back to French. They're inside the 22, Queensland. Meninga a dummy half to Lewis. Lewis puts it in the air. High kick and a good one too. Gary Jack underneath it. Flies high. Comes loose though. Rolling ball. Trouble. Ferguson dives on it for New South Wales and manages to stay in the field of play. Good play from Ferguson. Back for Pearce. Pearce decides to take the settler. Lewis then has copped another one in the jaw. And he's holding that jaw. Lewis is not well, but will stay with the football at the moment with Jarvis in possession for New South Wales. Back to Elias. Elias now gets on to Roach. Roach gets a ball back to his Balmain support mate, who gets under a swinging arm from Brown, and Elias. Crowd saw that. Referee, there's a punch up on him, back play. And there was players ran into that too. It's Dowling and Roach, the two big men slugging it out.
Well, it looks like round one. I saw Mr. Gomersall moving to the neutral corner, so he's not getting involved.
Two big figures too, Dowling and Roach. 5 minutes each in the sin bin. Barry Gomersall will tolerate none of that, so Roach is off, Dowling is off. 5 minutes in the sin bin, both players. Dowling going off. Two meaner men you wouldn't find. And there's Roach. Both being sent to the sin bin to cool their heels for 5 minutes. Right, let's come back to the football now as it's put back to Chris Mortimer for the clearing kick. Long, towering punt. Comes back to the 22. Is taken by Rebo. Rebo been strong in the first half. Winds himself up, but Grove takes him. Slips the ball to Tony Curry. Curry gets it away back to Rebo. Good backing up from Queensland. Rebo out of one, still going, and takes play over the halfway line. Strong game from Rebo. He might have green and gold in his sights tonight the way he's playing. Mal Meninga gets on the loose ball and gets it up for Fullerton Smith. Running hard, Fullerton Smith, as he came onto the ball. Canescu to Dave Brown. Dave Brown, barrel straight and hard. Wrapped up though by Jarvis and also Wynn. Canescu dummy half, just settling the play down. They're almost to the 22. This is Murray. That's the 22 line you can see now. Canescu onto Lewis. Lewis with a long floating pass out for Curry. Wrapped up pretty quickly though. Back for Meninga. Again, they come hard for Fullerton Smith. He's standing very deep and looking good, Jack.
He's playing all right, but Lewis is throwing those long passes. I wouldn't be surprised if Brett Kenny picks one off in a minute.
Chris Close winding up. Wrapped up by Jarvis, who has put in a great defensive play so far. That's the second changeover of the match. Goes out to Kenny. Kenny now looks out wide. Finds plenty of support out there too through O'Connor. Ferguson dummy half. New South Wales just grafting away. The pace of this game has slowed dramatically. The first half, it was a fierce pace. Elias dummy half. Here's one for Noel Cleal. Been pretty quiet, Cleal. He's made some big bursts, but early in the first half. Kenny, cool, big hit two on Kenny as he goes down hard. Fullerton Smith. Here's Wynn. Winds up, Lewis over the top. Canescu underneath. Gary Jack now at dummy half. Gets it out for Mortimer. Steve Mortimer kicks. Tony Curry is chasing the ball back, and he'll gather it in the in-goal area. And has just about brought it out in the field of play. And have a look at Elias. Elias is chasing all the way to bring him down there. He's having a whale of a game, Benny Elias. Rebo now, just about 7 metres out. Queensland in trouble. He needs some runners. This is the man, Mal Meninga, he winds up. But the defence there. 3 New South Welshmen. Bring him down. Johnny Rebo, dummy half. Out they go to Vorton. Vorton straightens the attack up. Slips a good ball away for Close. And Ian Maurice, they need to get down that into the field pretty quickly.
Well, they've come back from 12-0 to make it 12-8, but they've lost 2 players, and they don't have any fresh reserve left now. And this is one of those reserve players that has come on. French taking play to 32 metres out. Last tackle signal for Queensland. Back to Murray, now to Lewis. Still able to get that kick in, evading the tackle, and he's found touch too. Lovely kick from Wally Lewis. He's been hit pretty hard on several occasions and has been feeling his jaw several times, but that was a very fine kick from Wally Lewis. The scrum will go down 10 metres inside the New South Wales half. 12-8, the Blues lead. Queensland ball. Here's Lewis again, and a long floating pass from Meninga. Meninga trying to get the ball back inside. Lewis was there to pick up the drag. Now it's Rebo at dummy half. Running from that position, out of one. And still able to flick the pass away to Vorton, keeping it alive. It's back to Canescu onto Murray. Murray spins it wide out to Shearer. Shearer's got it along the ground. It's picked up though by Murray. Well, Queensland certainly keeping this ball alive now. Still raiding away out to the right-hand side. Dave Brown coming back into the centre of the ruck. Playing it. This is Murray to Lewis. Run around with Murray. Caught though by Steve Mortimer. Just inside New South Wales quarter. Curry runs from dummy half. Look for support as the players who have been in the sin bin for 5 minutes come back in. A bomb from Lewis. Pressure for Jack. Up he goes. Takes it. And takes it magnificently. He jumped high in the air with plenty of pressure. Immaculately. I guess we could call it an immaculate reception from Gary Jack. Jumped high. Took it beautifully. He's injured in doing so. players who are in the sin bin are back on the field, as the bomb was pretty well placed. Roach is back. And that bomb was fairly well placed, and there was pressure for Jack. Chris Mortimer doing his part too, acting as a bit of a shield. And by our stopwatches, those two players were only in the sin bin for 3 minutes. For an early mark. Now back with Rebo. I think he played strongly tonight, Rebo. Taking play up towards the New South Wales quarter line. Across to Murray. Now to Horton. To Brown. Just inside the quarter now. 12-8 New South Wales lead Queensland. Switch of play. Fullerton Smith. 15 metres out from the New South Wales line. Back to Murray. Lewis. A little chip kick from Lewis. It's there for Curry, but he's not able to get to it. Gary Jack was able to pick it up and give it away to Eric Gross. Gross to the corner line. Back inside for O'Connor. Nice play from New South Wales. Now Noel Cleal. Leading off 1-2, still going over the halfway mark now. Plenty of heavy work going in on Noel Cleal. Elias switches play with a pass to Roach. He's caught by French. Here come the Blues. Elias giving it to Wynn. Wynn's in the clear. Wynn to the quarter line. Running strongly New South Wales. Queensland look to be running out of puff a little. Out to Kenny. And linking up with Chris Mortimer. Desperation stuff though. Mortimer looked as if he was in. Close was able to grab him. There's the bomb. It may be a little deep, only just. Gary Jack came racing through after it, but the kick was too big.
Well, probably the first time this half New South Wales had good field position on them.
Here's Rebo playing it forward. I've never seen Rebo so involved as he is tonight. That's given it away to Murray. And this game, Darrell has gone from one end of the field to the other. It's been terribly exciting, hasn't it?
Certainly has, and it's been entertaining football in the way that they've kicked the ball, as Lewis has done there, and the way they've then changed tactics and kept it alive by passing it. Gary Jack, another great game tonight, always in position. Took that beautiful take a little while ago. Ferguson just from dummy half. Terry Fernley, New South Wales coach, not breathing too happy yet. Noel Cleal now, cleaning up a scrappy ball. There's Des Morris also looking concerned. Nothing in this game as yet. Ball goes out wide now. New South Wales, but Gross couldn't take it. Rolls in a touch. Wally Lewis and Grove having a little chat. There's the pass. The idea was right, but it was just a little ill-directed. Scrum to feed by Queensland through Murray. Already put across is the verdict there, so the penalty has gone to New South Wales. Dave Brown, the offender. And Chris Mortimer now, the kick for touch for New South Wales. Penalties 4-3, Queensland's favour. Roach now takes the ball from Elias, winds up the big fella Roach, the determination written all over his face. Just reminding you the Australian side will be picked tonight after this match for the first of the 3 test encounters against New Zealand next Tuesday in Brisbane. The first one, remembering that New Zealand beat us last time at Lang Park, so it's for the World Championship this year. Roach not happy with that decision as the referee says we'll have a scrum. You'll see it in the play of the ball, the reason why the scrum being packed. Elias picked it up. Well, it was a pretty sloppy play of the ball, Jack.
Well, he lost the damn thing if he hadn't been talking there. He was leading by the mouth.
Queensland with the football now. Lewis turns it inside for Chris Close. That's Tony Curry, wrapped up by Wynn. Elias again helping out in defence by G. He's been everywhere, Elias. He's chasing the ball. He's chasing the carriers all over the field. Dowling has to take the tackle of Pearce. Canescu beats it out to Vorton. Vorton, of course, was doubtful whether he'd make this game as Canescu throws a loose one back to Pat Jarvis. He says, thank you, I'll take it. Out of Lewis's tackle to Jarvis. And there's a bit of a blue going on in the back play again. That's our man Roach involved once again. He'll want to be careful. He's had one stint at 5 minutes in the bin as Kenny caught one in the head. A loose ball out from Elias. Gets to Gary. Jack trouble for Queensland here. Jack can unload, but he can't. Gross. The big man winds up, and look at him just belted out of the way. Eric Gross. Well, he came down to training with a couple of times on his knee. It's showing him no trouble tonight. Elias now weaves his magic. Had a look to unload, but decided to hang on to it. New South Wales have worked play midway between the half and the quarter. It goes back for the kick. Tony Curry takes it pretty well. Well, Growth has gone down. I mentioned he came down in training with knee trouble. Of course, it's an hour-and-hour proposition with Growth. But he's down at the moment after that big tackle. But here's Vorton with the football. Vorton was a doubtful starter too. It's been stolen by Jarvis. Well, Jarvis dropped a bit of ball in the first encounter. He's certainly getting plenty back tonight as Wynn winds up. Gets it back to Steve Mortimer. Mortimer out to Cleel. Cleel gets a good ball up for Chris Mortimer. Chris Mortimer puts on the pace, but the Queensland defence shuts the door tight. Oh, Cleel a dummy half. He's tapping him, saying, come on, let's go. Cleel from the dummy half. Can't go anywhere. New South Wales lined out very, very deep, but Queensland have the football. And referee Gomesola said we'll have a scrum. The ball has been put down. The New South Wales are lined out very deep, so the attacking chance went begging.
Well, if he says you've got to have a scrum, you've got to believe him.
Queensland to feed. They win it 2 through Murray. Came straight in and out. 12 metres out from their line, Queensland. Scoreline once again, 12-8. New South Wales' favour. Comes on to Lewis. Lewis runs back into trouble and over the top. They hit him pretty hard too with Wynn. Canescu, Fullerton Smith. They've grafted their way almost to the 22 now. This is Meninga. Meninga with a bit of room to move. Can he unload it? No, he can't. The fence too good. Again, they ride away on the open side. Bit of room this time, but Shearer puts his boot to it. It could be a good kick. It's a great kick from Shearer. Had little time, a little room to move, and has found touch way down deep inside New South Wales 22, Ian Maurice.
Boy, they talked about taking the pressure on Lewis by letting other people kick. How long Shearer been kicking like that? Beautiful kick. So a scrum down now, 15 metres out from the New South Wales line. The Blues lead 12-8, but Queensland certainly playing strongly now. Here's Shearer, 10 metres out. He's caught. I want to play it quickly. Vorton's gone from dummy half. 27 minutes of this match remaining. Back with Lewis. And a beautiful tackle on Murray there by Kenny. Picked up by Lewis. The Meninga. Back to Lewis. Back to Brown. Brown is only about 8 metres out from the New South Wales line. Danger time now. It's with Dowling. Dowling going on his own, flicking the ball back inside for French. And French is there. Queensland has scored. Well, that's a fine try. Excellent performance from Queensland. They kept that ball alive beautifully. And Ian French was right on the spot to back up Dowling. Dowling went on his own. I thought he might have gone too far, but a beautiful flick pass from Dowling, beautifully taken too by French, who was able to score. The referee right on the spot scores a level, Jack.
Well, certainly a confident play from Dowling. He's done some great plays over the years, but this one was probably one of his best. He held that ball up and got an inside shot, round the corner pass, straight into French's hand. It was Dowling's try.
Well, that man there came on at half-time, or in the second half at least, to replace Bobby Linder. who, along with Colin Scott, was taken from the field on a stretcher. The report from the room is that they are both being examined for knee injuries, possible cartilage damage. And Queensland hooker Kinescu was able to win a scrum against the feed, resulting in that try. Scores a level, 12 all, pressure kick for Mal Meninga. This could put Queensland in front. It's there! Queensland hit the front! Queensland 14, New South Wales 12 at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
That gets your pulses racing, you're 5 behind and time's nearly gone. The coach is on the phone, but he's not ringing home. A tap on the back and you're on. Well, the bounce of the ball puts you back to the wall, and it looks like a good night just one. Good night. But even Pete can't believe what his eyes do see. There's never been a kick quite that long. There's a sack in the pack, but Reese flies from the back. He pulls it down and passes it on. There's a roar as you kick, and it's straight through the sticks. How do you feel? Now they're singing your song. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?
Bathroom plaque is a thin film of germy dirt that causes the grey look on porcelain surfaces in your bathroom. But Hospital Strength Domestos wipes out the grey by destroying all traces of dirt and germs. Because Domestos works so brilliantly, your bathroom is beautifully and hygienically clean. Hospital Strength Domestos removes bathroom plaque. Lever and kitchen guarantee it.
Restart now, New South Wales trailing by 2. And Queensland playing with a ton of confidence now. Just outside their own quarter. Back with Murray and Dowling. Now Brown, 32 metres out from his own line. Back for Meninga. Jack there. Eric Gross in possession for the Blues, 14-12, Queensland lead. And Gross taking plenty of punishment, 32 metres out from his own line. Back to Gary Jack. Well, this has been an absorbing contest. Now blindside for Pearce. Close in there to make the tackle. That's for Chris Mortimer. Curry is back for it, so is Shearer. And it's Shearer who takes it. And beautifully upended too by Brett Kenny. He's pulled up some beautiful tackles tonight, Kenny. Now Curry giving it away to Meninga. Trying to get around Ferguson. And Fergo holds him. To Murray. Murray to the halfway marker. Pass back inside for Rebo. Hey, Rebo's Darryl Eastlake has followed the ball around all night.
He's been like a drover's dog, hasn't he? He's been sort of everywhere the ball's been, and I said he's got green and gold in his sights. I think I'm right. Lewis now has got the line in his sights, and he finds it too with a great kick. Well, the master has come back with some confidence now. Had a look, plenty of open spaces, and said, I'll have that. There's the kick. Nobody at home. Finds the line. Possession held in the second half. New South Wales for 28 tackles. Queensland for 47 tackles. So it's a funny game, rugby league. New South Wales looked set for this one in the first half. 12-0 they had a lead. Now Queensland in front. 14 points to 12. The Blues with the ball. Roach. 10 metres short of the halfway line is Roach. Back for Lyons. Goes to Steve Mortimer, but New South Wales aren't running onto the ball as hard as they were in the first half, Jack.
Well, I haven't had quite as much of it, but I don't think either side have slackened at all. But I've got my doubts whether Queensland can hang on to this lead for the duration of the game, I do feel that New South Wales will be in better shape than they've had much. Queensland had to do more defence than New South Wales, and that takes a lot of energy.
Queensland with the ball now. Shearer had a fine game too tonight. Shearer he's tackled well, kicked well, but he's lost the ball there. Rakes it back. Kinescu going into dummy half. Barry Gomersall coming across. He's going to decide who's got the ball. He says Queensland, 6 to go. Crowd don't like it. Queensland love it. Look at this New South Wales defence now. Swarming in on Dowling. Kinescu finds a runner in Dave Brown. Dave Brown, can he unload? No, he can't. Roach underneath him. Lewis turns it back for Fullerton Smith. Fullerton Smith out of one, but they wrap him up, ball and all. And they're just inside New South Wales half now, the Queensland. Kinescu out to Murray. On to Lewis. Lewis with a long pass out. Has to be juggled by Curry. Gives the defence time to come in, but they held off, and he unloads again to Lewis. Lewis flicks it to Vaughton. Vaughton juggles it. Sees a gap. Puts a beautiful ball up. Couldn't be taken by Murray, though. And New South Wales have the ball. This is Wayne Pearce. Just short of the halfway line as New South Wales. Trailing by 2 points. Kenny sets up Chris Mortimer. Onto O'Connor. O'Connor trying to get the hands free, but a good tackle from Wally Lewis. Ferguson now. Ferguson out of one. Does a bit of a dance, Ferguson. Out of two. Out of three. He's still going, Ferguson. And gets a good ball up for Pearce. And back to Ferguson. Now the little man opens up. Turns it back inside. And they head for the line, New South Wales. And good defence from Queensland. Bring it down 10 metres short. The Blues on fire at the moment. They've got Queensland stretched out. Well, there's a penalty in New South Wales because they wouldn't let him play it. Chris Close held him down. Close tried to get up quickly and play it. And I think they would have rather had the ball, Jack. They were on fire then.
I think I'd held him down myself. But Fergo put the big play on there. He split him up. He embarrassed a lot of defensive players on this run.
Great player. Doesn't need much room to move. Look at the way he backs up too. Turn it back inside the Growth. Now Growth put the power on. There's Chris Close. Came at him. Wrapped him up. Now this is where the penalty was awarded. He tried to get up to play the ball and they held him down.
Well, he was long enough to give 2 penalties. I think Queensland needed the spell. Their chance of kicking the goal is probably a 2 or 3 to 1 chance. They're right on the sideline. So the little breather Queensland will get probably be more benefit to them. Even if he kicks it, they can't put him in front. It will just make it a tie.
Well, professional foul is something we're seeing coming to rugby league more and more, and the referee's right on it too, rightly so. O'Connor now, almost from the junction to the 22 on the touchline. A pressure kick for him. He can level the scores with this one. In it goes. It's got the height. Has it got the distance? No, waved away. So Queensland remain in front, 14 points to 12. Curry plays it back to Lewis. On to Meninga. He's belted back 10 metres out from the line. Steve Ella coming out to the sideline, I notice now. We've been waiting for a long time to see Ella get a run on this New South Wales side. Dowling will play it back. Listen to the reception that Ella's getting from the crowd. The Shearer runs away for Queensland, takes it to the 22. Play it back to Kinescu. Kinescu back for the kick. No one at home. No one wanted it. They've got to trace back and scramble to get it. Well, and New South Wales missing. They lose the ball now. Well, New South Wales in possession through Chris Mortimer. Just a couple of metres out. That's the line you can see. And he's trying to struggle over. He gets up and plays it back. Out it comes. On to Roach. Roach belting his way forward, but they've got him wrapped up. French and Lewis, the tacklers. They're only 3 metres out. Growth clears it out quickly to Mortimer. Mortimer throws a long floating pass out. It's picked up by Pearce. Pearce brings it up. Winds up now, Pearce. Oh, and just an ankle tap from Kinescu brings him down. 3 tackles used up by New South Wales. Elias now gets it out to Mortimer. Mortimer looking for runners. Here's Quill. Quill bounces out of one. He's got Gary Judd. Gary Judd can see the line open up. But the ball back can't be taken. And Ferguson loses it. But it's Kenny that's onto it. Well, it's all drama at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Chances being bombed by both sides. Kenny will play it back 10 metres out now. Here's Ferguson. Ferguson. Ferguson winds up, but he's belted down by Fullerton, Smith and Lewis. Sets himself now. Elias looking for Roach. No, he can't get the ball away. Vaughton wrapped it up. Ball and all. 3 tackles used up. Elias now gets it to Mortimer. Mortimer out to Kenny. But the defence is there. 4 tackles used. Kenny trying to play it. They're laying on him again through Chris Close. Mortimer puts a little chip kick through. Well bounced, and he's been brought down. A penalty to New South Wales, and that's fair given too. Penalty is gone. Mortimer belted after he kicked the ball. Here it is. Here's Mortimer now. Chip kicks. The idea was there, and bang, there it goes. Crunch, he goes down hard, and that's a sitter now for New South Wales there, Maurice.
Oh, boy, they need a break. We need a break, Jack. It's fantastic football, isn't it?
Well, Mortimer went down. I think he went down soft, but he made it look hard. But he got what he's looking for. He shot at goal right in front.
Well, this shot for O'Connor from right in front to level the scores again.
I think that old Steve would have went down whether he's hit or not, just in case.
No problems for O'Connor. We're all tied up at the cricket ground, 14 points all. Down for Gary Jack. Returning the kick straight away. We've seen that so often. Curry's back for it. And beautifully taken again by Brett Kenny. Gee, he's made some beautiful tackles. Here's Meninga with a big don't argue for Kenny on that occasion. And Meninga finally pulled down just 9 metres short of the halfway mark in Queensland territory. Back to Lewis. Now Murray. Murray taken. 5 metres short of halfway. John Rebo, dummy half, back for Vaughton. He's going to kick. And that one sends Gary Jack racing back towards his own line. Comes to French, brushes off French, but put down by Vaughton. Now Ferguson trying to weave through, and he's done it again. Fergo, straight up the middle he goes. Finally caught by Lewis. Just desperation struck from Lewis to bring Ferguson down, but here come the Blues again. Peter Wynn, right on the halfway mark. 14 points all here at the cricket ground. Now Steve Mortimer linking up with Wayne Pearce. Pearce gives a pass to Gross. Gross, it pushes everybody out of the way. Still going Gross. Back in top, put a foot in touch. Put a foot in touch. Jarvis was there for the pass, but the linesman right on the spot put his flag up.
Well, the attack was great here, but the defence of Vaughton on that occasion to cover all those yards and to stop that try was sensational.
Well, here it is, and you watch him if he puts his foot in touch. And, well, he got rid of it before he threw it out. And the crowd, watching the replay with us, let the touch judge know what they think of that decision. But it was made without the benefit of that head-on shot. He did what he thought he had to do. And from the scrum, Queensland have it. So the score remains 14 points all. Now it's with Lewis. Now to Dowling. And you can hear the crowd giving vent to their feelings. That used to be the Lang Park chant. Lewis has it just short of the quarter line. Murray gives it across to French. Still going French. Played pretty strongly since he came on in the second half.
He certainly has, but I think that line umpire is going to be showing that replay a few times.
And 6 tackles ruled, and the changeover has been given to New South Wales as Terry Fernley grinds his teeth and Des Morris does the same. 14 points all. What a game of football, Darryl.
Fantastic game of football. Oh, dear. Well, the huge crowd here glued to their seats as Gary Jack comes onto the ball hard and is taken high by Rebo. He'll play it back to Peter Wynn. Wynn now has Jarvis hard and strong onto the ball, but the defence too strong. They wrap him up. Jarvis has played very well tonight. Back to Wynn. Wynn looking to gallop into the open spaces, but there wasn't too much support there that time. They're 12 metres out from the Queensland line. It's 14 at all. Watch for a field goal. Locked all, 14 all. Back they come. There'll be a field goal here. There it is. Follow it. It's there. It's there. New South Wales have kicked it. Michael O'Connor has put New South Wales in front 15 points to 14 with a field goal. Well, it was written all over the play. It had to happen. The crowd have gone up. O'Connor has done it again. Well, they could have sent a telegram to Queensland. It was on. They all dropped back. There it is. O'Connor had no pressure on him. And his Union days, well, they came through again with a beautiful field kick. So the pressure back on Queensland. New South Wales just 1 point the difference. 15-14. Jack Gibson.
Well, I feel if New South Wales are prepared to run the ball in the 5th to 6th play, there might be more yardage in it than the kick, because Queensland on their last play sent a lot of defensive players back there. There must be a lot of vacancies.
The Queensland with the football now. Shearer puts the ball up in the air. Can he regather? Well, he does. Wasn't the way he hoped to do it, but he's got the football back. Dowling now says, come on, let's play it. Fullerton Smith gets it out to Dave Brown, onto Lewis, onto Vorton. Vorton cuts the pace on, looks for support. It wasn't there. Meninga. Oh, Lewis off his fingertips, then gets it back to Meninga. Meninga gets it on to Fullerton Smith. Fullerton Smith starts to gallop out, but cut down by Steve Mortimer. Right round the ankles with a great tackle. Dowling, onto Murray, onto Lewis. Lewis turns it back inside to French. French now gives it to Rebo. Rebo goes without it. It's dived on by Murray. Referee says play on. Crowd not happy with that one. Back to Canescu, onto Lewis. Turns it back inside. This is French. French opens up, and he's only metres short, French. And Queensland put the attack on. Now will they go for a field goal or go for the 4 points? It goes to Lewis. He goes for the field goal. It's charged down. And New South Wales have come away with it. Well, listen to the crowd as little Steve Mortimer comes away with a football. And still they claw through with Brett Kenny. A player down from Queensland, flat on his back. Will stay with the football, though, as Wynn now unloads to Growth. Growth winds up. Close is there. Lewis is there. Lewis has been everywhere in defence in the last 10 minutes. Queensland player still down, but Roach comes away with it. 1 point the difference. Lewis tried for a field goal, was charged down. Elias gets it on to Jarvis. They've taken play 10 metres Queensland side of the halfway. It was Dowling that was down, but he's back in the play and running back onside. There's the little kick for the line. Oh, it's hit the corner post. How close. Steve Mortimer still having plenty to say. Watch the kick. Bang, right on the quarter post. Well, Steve Ella is on. Gary Jack is off. Steve Ella is gone back to fullback. Gary Jack is off in all that excitement. Queensland now with the football. Murray. Murray gets it to Dave Brown. Turns it back to Murray. Murray dancing, looking for an opening. Not there, though. Elias smothers him. Comes back to Lewis on the Vorton. Vorton trying to just get that little bust. He's lost the football, though, and New South Wales have it. 7.5 minutes left for play. New South Wales with the football. 1 point the difference in a fantastic game of rugby league. Kenny dummies. Tries to unload but couldn't. Vorton everywhere. Ferguson on a run around with Wynn. Opens up, but this time they crunch him down. 3 tackles used up by New South Wales. They're right on the 22. Back for Mortimer. Gets it on to Roach. Roach tries to put one out the back door. It's taken by Dowling. He's flung to the ground by Jarvis. On to Murray. Murray now. Flicks it back for Shearer. Queensland need to get it down there quickly in New South Wales 22. Lewis now kicks. There's plenty of open space. Can he find the line again? No, not this time. Ferguson comes back to clean it up. Picks it up on the trot. And takes the tackle. And look at the chaser again. Wally Lewis. Ferguson's cramped. Can't get up to play it. And Wally Lewis is in there helping with the cramp. Well, that's what rugby league to me is all about. They've battled all night. There's 1 point the difference. Ferguson goes down injured, and Wally Lewis is the man that helps him. Jack Kitchen.
Well, Wally Lewis tough enough to be able to do that. Not many people could. I mean,
great competitor, Wally Lewis. Ferguson has had another very, very strong game, and wasn't that great to see? Isn't that what sport's all about?
Sure is. I think Wally Lewis might have won plenty of fans out here because he got a very strong round of applause after helping Fergo. A lot of the fans came out here to boo Wally, but he's turned that around. Very sporting gesture from a great champion. Now, we have Pat Jarvis in the centre of the mud heap. Here comes Roach. New South Wales lead by 15 to 14. 6 minutes of play remaining. Here's Noel Cleal. Offloading to Elias. Still able to offload to Peter Wynn. Across to Mortimer. To Kenny. He's had a strong game, Kenny. Back inside to O'Connor. Running right across the field, able to push off a couple of tackles, but not Lewis. Lewis took him in a copybook tackle right around the ankles. Last tackle signal for New South Wales. And 6 tackles resumed again as Queensland deliberately played at the ball and touched it. Here comes Mortimer. Mortimer to the corner line. Looks for support. Going back inside to the zip man. Ella still going. 5 metres out from the Queensland line. Steve Ella, the player. Ferguson is dummy half. Away it goes to Roach. Able to slip the pass to Jarvis. Running around in circles, going the wrong way. Able to link up again with Ferguson. 5 minutes to go as Vorton takes him. Across to Jarvis. Jarvis to the 10-metre mark. 10 metres from the Queensland line. New South Wales lead by 15 to 14. Here's Elias. Showing it to Cleal. And Crusher caught and held by Lewis and Murray. And Dowling underneath, 5 metres out. Last tackle. Back to Ella. The kick from Ella. Across field for Gross. Gross goes for it, but over the touch-in goal line. The kick from Ella was out there for Gross, who came charging through, but touched by Rebo. And it's gone touch-in goal. Put out there by Queensland, so it'll be a drop kick from the goal line. Meninga's doing just that. Back to the halfway mark. Steve Ella's there for it. 15 to 14, the Blues lead. We're about 4 minutes away from New South Wales wrapping up this State of Origin series. Here's Kenny. Kenny shows it one way, the overhead pass for Gross. Gross out of Lewis, the tackle. Still going, Gross. 8 metres out. Mortimer. Across to Wynn. Lewis is down in agony as Wynn barges up the line. He's about 1.5 metres short. Elias at dummy half. Across to Mortimer. Long pass for Crusher. Cleal. Cleal saw the line. Tries to get there. But held. 2 metres out. Loses the ball. Referee Gomasal is putting a scrum down. Cleal says, I didn't drop it there. So a scrum. 8 metres out. Can New South Wales hold on for this 1-point win? As Murray is down, injured in the in-goal area. A lot of good players out there tonight, Jack.
I haven't seen any weak ones. It's only been a performance from both sides.
I think we've got to pay a lot of tribute to the Queensland side. They were down 12-0. They lost 2 players, Lindner and Colin Scott. So they'd used their 2 reserves at the half-time break. So they knew that for the last 40 minutes they'd have to battle on without any fresh players. Now it's for New South Wales. Scrum win. Mortimer has it. Now Win. A floating pass out there for Kenny. Able to get it back to Cleel. Across to Ella. Going back the other way now. And put down 10 metres out. New South Wales a 1-point lead. Here's Elias, back to Ella, linking up with Roach, passing it to John Rebo for Queensland. So there's less than 3 minutes of play. Now Queensland have got to get this ball down the other end of the field to at least give them a position to attempt a field goal. It's with Murray, now it's with Lewis, now Meninga, and now Shearer. And Shearer's able to make headway as he puts his boot to the ball. And it's going to go out on the full. Well, Shearer put in a beautiful kick before, but under pressure, that wasn't so good.
Well, Queensland, I think they're just too tired to carry it down there. It's a long way to go. They've got a scrum on the 20-metre line. And they've got over 80 yards of tough grass in front of them.
And New South Wales speed as well. 15-14. New South Wales lead. Mortimer picks it up at the scrum base, takes the tackle of Morton. Very slow up to his feet, Steve Mortimer. Now Wayne Pearce. Just use up the tackles now, I reckon, Jack.
Well, they got to run from dummy half and just march it down there. And they put a kick up and take the punt on that. And they're delaying the clock now. They play it very slow.
Here's Cleel. Cleel so close to the line. 3 metres short. Just moments away from an historic State of Origin Series win. Here's Kenny. Kenny saw the line. And he's Kenny is in. Well, Kenny has capped a great game by touching down and sealing an historic New South Wales victory. Here it is. This is how Kenny did it. A dummy, got around those Queensland defenders, saw the line, stretched out and just planted the ball down.
Great effort there. He stood Wally Lewis up, but Wally's he's not healthy at all. He's crook. He reached out at full length, and all he had to do was just put it over.
And look at Steve Mortimer. Ecstasy. Pure heaven.
Still doing a lot of talking, that Steve. I think he could talk out of both sides of his mouth at the same time.
Underwater. Now O'Connor to put the icing on the cake. It's already 19-14, and that's the angle he has to shoot from. Michael O'Connor makes no mistake. New South Wales 21 over Queensland 14 in the dying moments of this State of Origin match. And there it is. There it is. Referee Gomersall blows full time. And how sweet it is. Steve Mortimer's face tells it all. New South Wales 21, Queensland 14. The Blues wrap up the State of Origin series for the first time. The ecstasy of it all. Steve Mortimer being held aloft by his New South Wales Chargers. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Coach Terry Fernley. And congratulations to those maroon-jerseyed Queenslanders, because I'll tell you something. They have played magnificent football to make a real game of this for us. Those pictures tell the story. 21-14. 21-14. New South Wales have defeated Queensland. And there is the winning coach, the winning manager, the winning captain, and the winning team. All savouring this moment. The penalties, 5-4 to Queensland, 7 apiece to scrums. And the scorers for New South Wales, Chris Mortimer, Benny Elias and Brett Kenny scored tries. Michael O'Connor, 4 goals and a field goal. 21 points to Queensland's 14. 2 tries, 1 to Bobby Lindner and 1 to Ian French. And Mal Meninga kicked 3 goals. 21-14. New South Wales have defeated Queensland. We'll be back with Mike Gibson, Jack Gibson, and all the stars in just a moment. 14 in a game in which really rugby league was the winner tonight. First of all, the Winfield man of the match, the man voted the player of the match by the rugby league writers in New South Wales and Queensland, was the Queensland skipper, Wally Lewis. And there he is, Wally Lewis, the man of the match. We have a report that Wally Lewis may have suffered a broken jaw. We're going to try and obviously check up on that. And Wally Lewis, as the Wide World of Sports team, Jack Gibson, Darryl Eastlake, Ian Maurice and myself, all voted, and we also came up with Wally Lewis, who, to our mind, was the Wide World of Sports most valuable player in a great, great game of football. Okay, let's have a look at the highlights of the match, a match which New South Wales appeared to, as though they were going to run away with early on when they led by 12 points to 0. But by half-time, that lead had been whittled back to 12 points to 8. And the second half, Jack, had just become a game of sheer guts.
Well, it did appear that New South Wales were going to run a lot more tries than they did. From the great effort and the great defence, and first we must congratulate Lewis, because to be boss man in a losing team, you know, it takes a lot of courage.
Voted by everybody, and it's not always we agree with the sports writers, but it's a pleasure to do so tonight. Let's have a look at the try that really got Queensland back into the match. It was pretty early in the second half, about 14 minutes into the second half. One of their 2 replacements came on and scored. At his name, Ian French. It's with Dowling. Dowling going on his own, flicking the ball back inside for French. And French is there. Queensland has scored. Well, I reckon front rowers are a little bit thick sometimes, Jack. I tell you what, this fellow showed a bit of genius, Greg Dowling.
That was the big play. It was Dowling's try. And again, we must congratulate the man who crossed the line, because he anticipated. In a try line situation, players often go up a lot and come up empty, but he didn't this time.
Well, that was it. A beautiful pass. Ian French dived over, and that took the score. Queensland went in front at that stage, 14 points to 12. They kind of pegged them back to 14-all with a penalty, and then the clincher. The point that turned the match around New South Wales' way came when Michael O'Connor, who won the game for us up there at Lang Park, came out and turned it tonight with a field goal. Let's have a look at that.
There'll be a field goal here. There it is. Follow it. It's there. It's there. New South Wales have kicked it. Michael O'Connor has put New South Wales in front, 15 points to 14 with a field goal.
Well, that came with 10 minutes to go, Jack, and those Union players always seem to have a bit of time, don't they?
Well, he had to get that ball off pretty quickly because he had a man on him in that situation, but he got that kick through. If you watch that replay, which you once showed again, but he had that dummy half and nearly got to him, but he got the ball across, and probably that psychological value, just 1 point.
And at that stage, Queensland went to that 1-point lead and looked at New South Wales and looked as though, as you say, they were going to score on several occasions. They might have run away with the game, but it took them to the last minute till Brett Kenny went over. And what a match Brett Kenny had. Let's have a look at the try that he got in the last minute of the game to really wrap it up. State of Origin Series win. Here's Kenny. Kenny's on the line. And he's in. Kenny is in. Well, Kenny has kept a great game by touching down and sealing an historic New South Wales victory. Well, that was a bit of just solo genius, wasn't it, Jack?
Well, he was smart enough to know he's playing against a couple of tied players there, and he wasn't that far out from the line. But knowing Brett Kenny, he's one person who can do that. He didn't fluke that. He's done that many times. He'll sell you the ball this way, and he'll shift the other. He put a good move on the defensive player there. He didn't want to be any shorter than where he was.
Brett Kenny went over, and that really was the ball game in the closing moments. After a struggle with Wally Lewis, that I can't remember a man-on-man struggle that's given me more satisfaction to watch than those two out here tonight.
Well, probably I would have had to... It was a toss-up between who I went for, and was Lewis, I thought, was the most inspirational, but I was very, very impressed with Kenny's defence. He was first up there on many of those kicking situations, and they didn't have the ability to beat Kenny's tackle.
Well, we've seen a great game of rugby league here tonight at the Sydney Cricket Ground. New South Wales have won at 21-14, wrapping up the State of Origin. We'll be back in a moment to the dressing rooms to see just who can talk to us after this tough game of football.